In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Nevarro Cantina for the vintage collection. Decided to make a little diorama out of it, and I think it turned out really nice. So just take a tour around it, see how it looks, point out some of the parts that it comes with. So I will note that this is actually 4 sets all combined. I decided to go ahead and get 4 to complete a whole cantina because at this point, who knows if we'll ever get a Mos Eisley's cantina. And I figure this is about the closest thing we'll get. And even if Hasbro does make one someday, I'm glad to have this for my collection after setting all this up. Really like it. It's about the first time I've really made a diorama out of it. I've had these for about 10 months now at this point. And just a bunch of random figures here. So we'll start in over here. Decided to have like a dancers section there. The Legacy Collection Slave Leia and Legacy Collection Ula. And that's Latz Ward and Dread Priest from the Republic Elite Squad multi-pack back during the 30th anniversary days. Very nice set of Mandalorians that came with. So each set comes with the backdrop there for the cantina, comes with a table and various accessories that you see on it. You'll see 2 small glass in front of the droid there, and each set comes with 2 of those. And then there's the door over here, and the door is removable, which I did remove over here. And actually just put the door right there and then move this up and down to keep it in place. Same thing with the backdrop here, as you can see. They have that backdrop back there. And you have these tabs here to keep it in place. And also each set comes with 2 stools. And the Gonk droid there. Have Talon Card and Kyle Katarn. Probably on some business of some sorts. The droid back there, that's not the Death Star droid from the vintage collection. That's actually the Build-A-Droid from back in 2009. That one I actually managed to complete. That was during the wave with General Grievous, Stas Ali, Bail Organa, Brianna Organa, Commander Faye, and I think there may have been a few others as well. It's Reese over there. It's actually the Black Series one, very first release of it. And I threw that Super Battle Droid in there last minute. I had him sitting off to the side here and thought, well, I'll just put him in there and treat him like he's droid security. Boba Fett and Fennec Shand there, fraternizing with one another. Dengar had a little too much to drink. Some more of those glasses there. They're kind of hard to fit in each figure's hand. The only one I managed to really do is the Klatooinian Raider there. And also each set comes with one of those blue jugs, same one that comes with the Fennec Shan. Bosk and IG-88. I think those were some of the best action figures from 2006. I got both of those at the time, and I think to this day they still hold up really well. If Hasbro just did a straight repack of them in the vintage collection, I don't think too many people would complain about it. They have Uracine and Weequay there. Bomb Vinden. And Dina Shawn on the corner there, just trying to stay out of sight. Decided to throw the Mandalorian in there. Talking with the Jawa there. And I just have some of the Cantina band. Figure a more smaller Cantina like this, you didn't really need the whole set of 7. Plus at this point I ran out of room, so there's just 3 of them there. So I'm not too sure what these parts are. I assume it's some type of jug of some sorts. It's filled with the alcohol or the ale or whatever. So for one particular set, like I mentioned, you have the door here, and all these just plug into one another. You can kind of see the tabs back here on this side, and there's 3 of those, and they all just plug in, and you can complete the whole Cantina. So you have this door frame with the door, and the door is just cardboard actually. Okay, let's just take this out for a second. Nothing too much to say about that. Some people don't mind it. Some people think Hasbro should have done a little bit better job. You have these pieces hanging from the backdrop there. As I was saying, you have the door frame, and then you have this section of a wall here, like this one here, here, and there. And then the third piece is the backdrop here. For the counter here is just one piece. This one here I decided to put against the wall. I don't think you really need all 4 out and about like that. Then you have these glass bottles here. So a couple of those per set. Maybe 2 or 3. Then each one comes with these rings here, which can house the jug there. And you can set it up any particular way you want, and there's not one way you can do it. And you can just take all these apart. And when you get it, it's all like this. And I don't think any of the jugs I have will really fit. Maybe this one will. No, that won't fit. In theory, the ones that fit are supposed to go on like that. Then, like I said, the glass is here. Very small piece. Probably one of the smallest pieces that Hasbro has ever made. It has some nice detailing in it. And then the jug here. I think these ones might be a little bit lighter color from the one Fennec Shane has. I don't have her displayed with it right now. I do recall looking at both of them side by side and thinking, I think the one Fennec Shane has is a little bit darker. Oh, and they have one Bith there as well, acting as a bartender. So there are some other things this set comes with, and I'll show you the package here real quick. It's the box that comes in. A smaller box than you think it would be. And that's how the set looks when you have one, and it does come with a Death Trooper figure that I'll show you here in a second. Personally, to me, I think if you only have the one set, it's kind of boring. I suppose if space is a problem for you or you're not too enthused about this set, one might be okay. Advertising on the side. Looks really nice with all the Death Troopers there. And the back's the same thing. And for this other side here, I put the Death Star droid on there. And here on the top, the Incinerator Trooper. It does come with an instruction manual, which seems pretty self-explanatory. There are different ways you can set this up, and that will vary depending how many of these sets you have. Oh, and these jugs here you can layer on top of one another. I think I have a few there like that. Yeah, there's one there and one behind Kyle there. And like I mentioned, this does come with an action figure, which is a Death Trooper. It's kind of a lazy repack that Hasbro did for this. And this is the particular one it comes with. Same exact Death Trooper that we've been getting, minus all the gear. This, instead of being based on the Rogue One card, they decided to make an entirely new card for him, based upon the Mandalorian. And this looks pretty good. I've kind of always liked the Death Troopers. I think it's an interesting concept. I do think we've gotten way too many repacks of these. Even at the time of this video, oftentimes you can get on Tungori's site and find these for like $10.99 free shipping at any given time. And we even got a Troop Builder pack of this not too long ago, which is still readily available. But they did make him VC 220. And I think I have every single one of these reviewed on the channel now except for Cully. Closer look at the Death Trooper there. It has a very sleek armor design. I like it. Kind of reminds me of a combination of like the Storm Commandos and maybe the Shadow Troopers. And they are a very tall figure as well. Much thinner as well. Well, like I said, same exact action figure as this, minus the pauldron and the extra supplies he carries. So for the articulation, this figure was very, it was ahead of its time. It was actually released originally in the Black Series 3 3/4 line back around when Rogue One was released. So he has a ball joint at the head, hinged shoulders, hinged elbows, hinged wrists, hinged torso, hinged hips. He does have a swivel thigh as well, which at the time not too many action figures had that. Then hinged knees and hinged ankles. In terms of weapons and accessories, he comes with the standard Stormtrooper pistol there. At least in the original Battlefront 1 game, this is what the Stormtroopers usually carry as their pistol. Nothing too fancy to say about that, it's just a gray piece. And then the Death Trooper rifle. Which is just cast in gray. Has a scope on it. Has a magazines out on the side there. And a stock. Unfortunately, they don't have a holster of any kind where you can carry the pistol. I just wedged it in between his gear there. I don't think that's really how it's supposed to be done, but I think it looks neat. Other than that, I think that's really all there is I can tell you about the Nevarro Cantina set. Would I recommend this for your collection? I can understand why this might not be everyone's favorite, and I have heard a lot of complaints about this. It is kind of cheap. It's very soft plastic, and unless you get the complete set, it's really not worth it. And if you pay full price for this, it was like $53 US, which I think is overpriced for this. I actually got all these on sale probably for less than 30, which I think is pretty reasonable and more accurate for what this costs. But if you want a Cantina for your collection, I would say go for it. Like I said, I don't know if we'll ever get a Mos Eisley's Cantina at this point, or any Cantina for that matter that's all decked out with everything you could possibly want. So this might be about as close as we can get. unless you go back to the Power of the Force days and get the Cantina parts from that era. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed looking at this diorama. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. There will be more to come. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support. Check out some of the links in the description as well. Thanks for watching.